It's not an episode of the Jake Hagan Show if we aren't 5 minutes late. What is up, everybody? We got Cajun Crypto in the house. Crypto Chick, Chris Vine, Burned by 𝗖𝗧, Jonathan Fulp, level 100 crypto is vaulting. Let's go. Cajun Crypto said, whoa, Jake the late Gagan, he must be getting vaulted. I was getting so vaulted a couple of minutes ago. I was actually backstage talking with our special guest who's going to be joining us in a second. You know what? Let's bring him in right now. Let's bring in our special guest right now. Please, Crypto, please, my guy. How are we doing?
What's going on, believers? Man, I hope everybody is vaulting their asses off tonight. We can say asses because it's YouTube.
We can say asses. We can say butts. We can say tukuses. We can say whatever you want on this show, believes. We don't care. We don't censor. But when we say bad words, you know what we do on our end? We bleep it out because I am so pissed about. You see what I did there? We had to bleep it out. We had to bleep it out.
We got the boo-boos. We can say
we
boo-boos
had to bleep it out. But how's your day going, man?
Like I told you before, man, God damn, man. So yesterday I did a bunch of cardio. I didn't eat. I'm trying to fast. Now Rodney's got me on this goddamn diet. So I'm not eating. And I did a whole bunch of cardio. Then I did a sauna. Then I did a steam room. Then I went to bed, didn't eat. Just had water.
Not eating at all, like 100% fast.
Just fasting, going back to the roots, so to speak. And then just had dinner a little while ago, feeling way better now. But man, I was jacked up all day. Every time I stood up, I was like, oh.
You got to squeeze your butt cheeks together when that happens. I promise. It sounds weird, but you got to do it. You got to squeeze the butt cheeks together, and it stops the lightheadedness.
Well, then I'm gonna have to squeeze my butt cheeks together a lot more, man. Because every time I got up, I was getting lightheaded. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like Hillary Clinton all of a sudden.
How long was the fast?
So what I'm doing is I'm just like every other day I'm eating for a little while.
You're gonna lose a lot of weight.
Well, it's caveman level shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just that caveman level stuff.
Look,
every other day I'll eat, and then I won't care what I eat at first. Like I'll eat plenty every other day, and then just kind of I might graze every once in a while, but if I need it. But otherwise, man, I'm just getting. It's time for monster shape again.
Oh, you're gonna lose a lot of weight. You're gonna be shredded. But the intermittent fasting thing, like I've done that before, where it's like you only eat from 2 to 8 p.m. Yeah. That was the most shredded I've ever done. Right now, I'm working my way. I'm not that disciplined with it right now, but when I was doing the carnivore diet, carnivore and fruit, as Joe Rogan recommends, dude, it was the most shredded I've ever been. But it's like, God, I just love bread. I love bread. I love sweets. I love all that shit. My thing is like, look, work out a lot and eat whatever you want, right? But I'm also, I think when you're younger, I'm 27. I just turned 27. You have a little bit more flexibility, right? That's like what my older brother said.
You do. Yeah, dude. I was, when I was a kid, I was eating, listen, my diet in my bodybuilding days was McDonald's. It didn't matter. I mean, you just eat whatever you want. And it was just time, 8 weeks out, you just stop eating it and you just start eating it. But you can eat whatever you want when it's off season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you're training hard, you can eat, whatever you want. And I think I might have to go grab some In-N-Out after this. We're talking about food and no bread, just In-N-Out, lettuce wrap, protein style. You know what it is. The best food, the best fast food, the best burger joint in town. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet, do me a favor, do Believes a favor, smash that like button. Let's get into the stream. We got 63 people in here, only 14 likes on YouTube. Let's get to 50 likes and let's get into the stream because the market, Believes, is not looking too great today. We were feeling good yesterday. We had a 3-day bull run, if you will, but back today, guys, we are back, and I want to check out what the Celsius price is in just a second. But we have Bitcoin, 20,014. We have Ethereum, $1,000.55. BNB, $214, might slip below that $200 price. XRP, 32 cents. It might be time to load up on XRP, not financial advice. Just my personal opinion. Cardano falling below the 50-cent mark. Solana actually holding up decent compared to the other prices and where it's been at, right? $34 for Solana. And to round us out in the top 11, $7.42 for Polkadot. Believes bloody day in the market, brother. Bloody day.
It is, and I don't think it's gonna. I don't feel like it's gonna maintain because if you go back, if you pull back and you look at yesterday, the market soared. Early this morning, the market was kind of soaring. They digested a little bit of what Jerome Powell was saying, and he didn't say anything new that we didn't already know. So there was nothing. There was no reason for any panic. So when it moves down just a little bit, like it did towards the end of the day. It really just kind of means you had a nice sideways sort of day with no crazy action, which over 2 days has put you up like what 500 points, I think, total.
Yep.
You're at 500 points over 2 days. So I think when the Asian markets open up, when they start to pay attention, then they're going to see that, and then they're going to feel a little bit better, a little more solid. I mean, ETH was at 1,045, I think, a little while ago, and it's up to 1,060 right now. So, you know, I think the South Korean market opened up about 10 minutes ago, so they're probably feeling a little bit better about where the whole market is right now.
And South Korean and North Korean, correct?
Yeah. So
time zones.
They're blowing up. They're in the same time zone, by the way. But North Korea does not recognize our Julian calendars. Like the year is like 3487 there.
Dude, what is up with that place, bro? It's like they do things so crazy. I've seen so many documentaries and listened to that one lady that went on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about, you know, her experience. Like North Korea is a messed up place, dude. Like it's imagine living there. Like you don't understand that any of this exists. You don't even know that crypto exists. You don't know that anything exists if you live there.
I watched the Vice movie on it.
I think I saw that
one time with Dennis Rodman when they had the NBA players going over there.
Yep.
And it was crazy. Like they were going by stores, and the stores looked like they were stocked, but it was just pictures. Like they were not allowed to talk about it or anything. But like some of these guys were like, "Yeah, we wanted to go in the store," and they wouldn't let us go in the store. But everybody was standing inside, smiling and like waving at us as we were going by. Like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. And then of course we couldn't talk about it because then you never get seen again.
Yeah, no, it's a messed up place. It makes you very grateful to live in America, the land of the free, which I think is the greatest country in the world. Now, I haven't checked the Volt price today. We got to check the Volt price. Should I look? The market's bleeding, and geez, Volt's in the green, believes.
Yeah, Volt's having a nice day.
In the green while the market is bleeding. I think this just comes to the massive amount of attention and awareness around this token. We're seeing major influencers talk about it. We're seeing UFC fighters talk about it. We're seeing a great job done by 𝗪𝗧𝗛 and whoever runs the Twitter page. I think it's 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛 doing the marketing. I mean, dude, they're killing it on all aspects. It's nice to see Volt in the green while the rest of the crypto market is down, what, 3% of the day?
Yeah, it's
most
down,
altcoins to be down 10, 15, 20.
Bad. Yeah, that's a bad day.
3% is a bad day.
Yeah, 3% is a bad day for the crypto market.
Volt looking strong today. BTFA, I haven't looked as well. See, like, this is like what most altcoins are doing today. They're down 11, 12% of the day. BTFA following suit with most altcoins. Now, Believes, I got to ask you, I made this tweet. I said, life is better when you're volting. Would you agree or disagree here?
Oh, I would 100% agree with that. I would 100% agree with that. It takes away a lot of the negativities that you feel in the market because you don't experience it the same way that other people do. I mean, you kind of look at the price action, and you know, if you're wrecked, then it's kind of a pain. But you know, most of the people that got into Volt got in pretty early, so they're just staring at a much larger bag than when they started. I know I am staring at a much larger bag than when you started. Yeah, and it just feels kind of good. Like, you know, you want it to move faster, you want it to go up, but you know, this is a game of pumps, and we're just waiting for that next big pump to happen.
Yeah, I like what we're seeing with Volt-inu. Like you could just see here, since that migration happened in May when the bear market started, it's been about 40 days, right? 40 days. We've just been accumulating here at the same price, gaining holders, gaining momentum, gaining market share, gaining traction online. And I do expect this token to have a very good run up after some major announcements happen. Now, we talked about this earlier. I don't know if you've ever invested in Voyager. It's a token and a platform that I've actually used. It was one of the first exchanges that I put my money on. But recently today, we saw that Voyager announced a definitive agreement with Alameda Ventures, who's backed by the FTX founder, Sam, for $200 million and 15,000 Bitcoin revolver. So pretty much a revolver as many times as they need it, they're going to be taking it. This coming after Invest Voyager announces its exposure to Three Arrows Capital, which is defaulting on loans. And there's a high probability that 3AC will default on their loans with Invest Voyager. Earlier today, after that happened, Voyager has implemented a $10,000 daily withdrawal limit. We saw this happen with 3AC. We saw this happen with Celsius. And now we're seeing Voyager possibly become the next brokerage or exchange that's going to potentially go down. Have you seen this news here for Invest Voyager?
Yeah, so Voyager loaned they loaned 3A they loaned them $600 million, I think.
Right here, yeah, 15,000 Bitcoin and
Yeah,
350 million USDC.
Plus cash. There's cash involved in that too. I think the total was like 600 million total in multiple transactions. So that's what they're out right now. And so it really comes down to three arrows. Can three arrows do anything about it? And you know, when you take a step back, you can't do it through Terra Luna anymore. So you know, where's the money come from? How do you fix it? You know, Tron is starting to spiral a little bit. The peg, even though they're denying it, saying they're not losing the peg, they're still depegged at the moment. And and then Babel says that it's secured funding, but nothing's changed over there either. So here's what's happening. We are finally reaching the point where we're shaking out the bad. We're shaking out the bad companies. That's all that's happening.
I hope they make it, man. I hope that Voyager makes it, because I actually look. So this is what happened. I invested in Voyager. I put my money on there probably about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And after everything happened, I took all my money off that was able to get transferred off. I was able to transfer my Bitcoin off. I was able to transfer my Ethereum off. I was able to transfer my Cardano off, but I was not able to transfer my Solana or my Polkadot off. I tried months ago. So I had that stuck on there. Once they implemented this right here, you know how to do? And I'm pretty pissed about this, to be honest. I haven't admitted to anybody. I haven't talked about it. It's just between you and I, believes. But once they implemented their $10,000 daily withdrawal limit, I was forced to sell my Solana and my Polkadot at a loss. I sold it at a loss because I didn't want my money to get stuck on there. So I sold it at a loss, and I ended up, taking that capital and buying it again, the same amount on a different exchange, and transferring it to a hardware wallet. But it's like I didn't want to have my tokens stuck on this exchange, man. I'm sick of these exchanges. Like Celsius, 3AC. I'm sick of these companies going down. And I didn't want to get stuck holding my bag on these exchanges, because although Voyager is doing all the right steps, although they're promising that they're fine, although they're promising that they have capital, you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes.
You have no idea. You have no idea what's going to really happen.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens, man. But I had to take all of my my capital off of the Voyager app, and I highly recommend other people do as well. Please, when are we going to make stablecoin stable again? I'm on a campaign for it. It's like make America great again, but make stablecoin stable again. Is it possible that we can make algorithmic and other stablecoins stable again?
No, you can't. So the algorithmic stablecoin, the basis behind it is it's using fuzzy math to make things work. In Terra Luna, it was simple. And by the way, Tron is mirroring that with a smaller bag, which is why they're struggling. But Terra Luna, for every time every time you didn't have the money in the UST to meet the transaction, then you would mint some Luna. You would sell the Luna on the open market, then it would cover the price. And there was a mediator that was in between, by the way, by the name of 𝗖𝗧, that was in between doing all of the transactions. So, you just had this house of cards, and all it took was one card to go the wrong way. And then all the other cards started to just quickly fall. So, I mean, what can you do? Like at that, once you've unpegged those things, and once you've screwed them, that you can't fix it again. You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
It's a shame, man, because a lot of people are losing faith in cryptocurrency, and it's like, you're right. It started with Luna, UST. It started with the market kind of falling. It started with Luna, UST. Now we're seeing Celsius. Then we saw 3AC, and now Voyager's getting. I mean, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of runs through all of the different exchanges that haven't been prepared for it. Right? There's a lot, like we talked about, like Binance, that have somewhat prepared for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of the exchanges go down with this. And to be honest, I don't want to say I hope we do, but it will probably be good for the space, because a lot of people have been greedy. A lot of people have been practicing unethical practices, and there's been a lot of bullshit in the space, right? The fact that staking is out there, right? You can earn 9% on your USDC. It's like, there's a reason why Bank of America and Wells Fargo and Chase give you 0.0015, because they can actually pay that off. 9% times $1 billion. It's unrealistic to pay those type of percentages off.
Well, so you're not off base on most of that, but the banks could pay you 5% interest. They just don't have to anymore, because we're now a stockholder managed capitalism instead of an employee managed capitalism. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Milton J. Friedman back in the late 70s up to the early 80s. His whole business model was it used to be, it was basically called management capitalism, and it was where you answer to the employees, and the management answers to employees. And then he said, we shouldn't be doing that. That's the wrong way to do it. We should be answering to the stockholders. And he's out of the University of Chicago, by the way, that asshole.
Shout out Chicago.
He said that you should be answering to the stockholders and not to the employees. So what happened is, over a very quick sort of late 70s, early 80s time, you saw trickle-down economics happen. You saw a lot of money moving into businesses. You saw greed is good. You saw Gordon Gekko and Wall Street in the movie, and it made all of this stuff look like a great idea. And then you had people like Michael Milliken that were just destroying companies. They were tearing them apart, and they were selling them for parts because the parts of the company were worth more than the entire company to begin with. Wow. And you basically saw this change in the dynamic of the way that we did that. But here's what happened. We then started to increase, management started to push the employees for more performance. Like, how do we get more out of our people? So now we've stressed out people so much over the last 30, 35, 40 years that now we have a bunch of angry people who are not making more money, because now the money goes to the stockholders and not to the employees by virtue of, you pay them a fair wage. You give them insurance, you give them recognition, you give them dental, you give them all these different things, and then you have parties for them all the time. You have like the birthday party for everybody. You have a picnic once a month. You have like a celebration for everybody at every given opportunity. We don't do that anymore. So now you have a bunch of angry people going to work every day saying, "Fuck this place."
Yeah, man. It's I experienced it today. I went in to get a hat. I went to Lids Day. And dude, the customer service was so atrocious. Like, I walked in, no one says anything. That doesn't matter to me. But I go to the counter to pay, and the dude's on his phone, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? How's it going?" He's like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, there's no, like, dude. But I also would do the same if I was working for $10, $11 an hour. It's like, dude, you're not getting my full attention, and I'm not happy to be there, right? But then on the flip side, I was at Deerfield Beach with Ian Heinich and Gilbert Burns. We were training, and the guy that was running the beach rentals, like renting out the cabanas and shit, happiest guy I ever met in 100-degree weather, dressed head to toe. You couldn't see any skin. So it's like, it's all about perspective.
Look, man, I lived in Fort Lauderdale for 5 years. I would have that same perspective if I were still in Fort Lauderdale. I'd be happy, smiling every goddamn day, because, man, it's Florida, and Florida there's something look, there's concerts going on. You don't have to go to a concert. You go to the beach. There's like crazy shit going on. There's athletic events going on, but you don't have to. You can just go to the beach, or you can go to the concert. There's always something going on in South Florida. There's always events, blah, blah, blah. It's just nonstop. And if you get a wild hair up your ass, guess what? Just pack everybody up and go to Disneyland. Go to Disney World.
Exactly. It's a
cool place. Center. There's so much that you can do. And hey, if you want to take a vacation and you want to just go get fucked up all weekend, just head down to the Keys. It's an 1.5-hour drive.
It's a cool place, and it's somewhere I'm thinking about actually moving.
I would too, man. I would be too.
Would you get it? You get out of California? Just leave California, dip out of here?
Do it, man. Well, you know what? What part of California?
Orange County.
Oh, fuck that. I would not go to Florida for Orange County. No, I would stay in the OC. You've got the best climate in the country.
Oh man, it's so hot though right now. It's 89 degrees, which is hot for Orange County, but I know a lot of people out there. A lot of people out there are like,
dry and comfortable hot compared to, go to Arizona. It's blistering. Go to Florida. It's the same heat as Arizona, only it's wet. Like, oh my God.
Absolutely. People love you in here, bro. A lot of people in the chat. Look, Bleaves not going anywhere. Bleaves the real OG. People love Bleaves. Guys, if you're bullish on Bleaves, put some electricity bolts in the comments. We love Bleaves. We appreciate him always coming on here and sharing his insights.
It's because I love these guys, man.
Man.
That Volt is the shit.
It's great supporters, man. It's great supporters. We have a lot of monkey people in here as well. They've been spamming. I think we checked them out live on the stream when you were here. Shout out to Heat Score. Shout out to Neville. If Jake Volt, you need to vote. If Jake Volt, you need to vote. That's a fact. You're all welcome. Look at this. I said, drop some electricity bolts if you love Bleaves. Look at, I can't even stop. There's so many electricity bolts, guys. Now, let's get into the show, the meat and potatoes of what we got going. We were chatting for 20 minutes. Let's get into the show. So I had Pablo come on the show last night, Bleaves. We had a great show. We missed you. We wish that you were here. You would have added a lot, but I had Pablo come on and we talked about a lot. Now, I don't know if you've got a chance to look at the actual ecosystem that's coming. But I talked to Pablo, and he kind of broke it down for me. He said, "Hey, Jake, so at the top is VoltiEco. That's the entire ecosystem. VoltiEco powers VoltiSoft. He didn't really share too much about what VoltiSoft was, but he says VoltiSoft powers VoltiChange, which we know is the deflationary decentralized exchange that's free to list on, that's multi-chain as well. So it's VoltiEco, which is the entire ecosystem, which powers VoltiSoft, excuse me, which powers VoltiChange. It's like, dude, there's going to be a lot of pillars that kind of make its way and form under VoltiEco.
Yeah. You're going to get VoltiPay. There's going to be VoltiTrade. There's going to be, am I saying too much now?
I've never heard of VoltiTrade or VoltiPay.
Okay, I'm saying too much right now. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of different things that you're going to see that are going to start to manifest themselves over the next. Listen, this is like 60 days. Like this, like we're at ground zero, and this is we're going to see. Like this is the mushroom cloud that's getting ready to start exploding, and you're just kind of, we're in the center of it. We're at ground zero right now. The only thing that we can do is just watch it go off. You know what I mean? Like it's because I mean, you know, it doesn't take a look. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, and I've never been told directly, so I can say whatever I want, right? But you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that we're talking about a blockchain. We're talking about their own blockchain. We're talking about a DApp with a swap on it.
What?
We're talking about an exchange for a DeFi exchange. I mean,
what?
That's the natural way that these things are.
Someone just, you got the go, Bleez, breaking the news, Bleez. You're breaking news to everybody here on the show.
I'm not breaking news. I don't know.
What the hell is VoltiPay? What the hell is VoltiPay? I've never heard of VoltiPay. Tell us right now, what is VoltiPay?
VoltiPay is a thing that I can't talk about because I have no idea what it is, and I just maybe made that up. And if it happens to show up in a month or so, then it's completely on accident.
VoltiCar, VoltiUber. There might be some
VoltiTrade.
stuff.
Yeah.
VoltiTrade. I haven't heard of any of this, but it's going to be pretty interesting to hear what it is, guys. If you guys want to know more, smash that like button and let us know if you want to hear more about these things. Now, we got another UFC fighter that was signed from VoltiEco. Obviously, we have Ian Heinisch, Gilbert Burns, Brendan Allen, Derek Brunson in the UFC. We got Jocelyn Edwards, who just won a huge fight in her last fight, man. Another vaulted fighter. Everybody wanted a women's fighter. We got a women's fighter now representing VoltiEco.
Yep.
Pretty big.
She's awesome too, by the way. She is a tough fighter.
Yeah. She's a savage.
I got this, you know, like I okay, full disclosure. Like I grew up and I watched wrestling, and you know, I knew it wasn't real because my uncle's a professional wrestler. So I had the inside scoop when I was a kid. Like I knew, like he taught me how to wrestle. Like he taught me how to take bumps and stuff like that. Like
what kind of bumps,
by the way? Like it well, when you flip, like he teaches you how to take, like how to fall. Like you have to learn. You have to actually practice falling. Like that's one of the first lessons that you learn.
Quick, before I let you go on, you know that B Roots, who just commented, he was a professional wrestler as well.
Yeah, WWE.
Was in the WWE. Yeah. Shout out B Roots.
And it's one of the first things you do. And so that shit hurts, man. And like all I want to do when I was a kid, I didn't want to wrestle. I just want to smoke pot and hang out.
Good life.
I was living my life, so that shit hurt too much. And you know, one of my buddies, which he might know him, Brian Lawler. He's passed away, but he's Jerry Lawler's kid, and we were friends. And you know, he was into it, but like he went a lot of places and didn't get paid. You know what I mean? Like, and I couldn't. As a young kid, like I couldn't just not work and not get paid or anything like that. I wasn't like, and I was never going to get into the wrestling around me on TV or anything like that. So I just, Grandmaster 𝗖𝗧. But yeah,
what does that mean?
That was his name in WWF.
Oh, I thought that was an inside joke. Grandmaster 𝗖𝗧.
It actually wasn't. It was an inside joke. Him and Jamie Dundee, which were he called himself JC Ice Baby. And Jamie is just, I can't even describe it. Listen, we used to smoke pot while the wrestlers were wrestling, and we used to go hang out behind the scenes every Tuesday night in Louisville Gardens. and then we
Bullish.
would go hang out at Days Inn afterwards and just party it up. And yeah, man, it's like it just hurts, man. Like I know. Listen, 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 probably was an athlete already, but
A decent one. A decent one.
yeah, but when you start to,
I'm just kidding.
but when you start to hit that mat and you start to do it, and you got to do it over and over again, you wake up, your back's bruised. Like, man, it just hurts. It just hurts. And I just wasn't ready for that shit to hurt all the time. So I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But anyway, that took me to 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗧 eventually.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu. And UFC, just because I was into wrestling, I started renting pay-per-views, and I rented I think it was UFC 1, or if I didn't rent it, I bought it, or I rented it maybe at the video store or something like that. Saw UFC 1 and saw 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗧, and then I saw the first, I think 3 of them. 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗧 won the first 2, and then he got knocked out by a guy named Chemo, a big Hawaiian guy. Kind of knocked him out of one of the rounds, and then it was won by a ninja. Like a ninja? Are you kidding me? Like a ninja win? It was whoo. Yeah, there you go, man. It was tougher than NCAA football, man. You have to do it every day. Like it's different when it's different when you know and listen, football is tough, but football, you can expect it. And the only thing you have to pay attention to is, like, am I going to get clipped from the sides or something like that? Can I get my leg rolled or something like that? You know what I mean? Like there's a certain mechanism by which football just becomes, it hurts, but it's different than wrestling. Wrestling is just painful all the time.
Yeah, I mean, they have incredible injuries, and like I would imagine that just doing that ring work is probably such a workout. Like, you have to be in shape to be able to do those moves. And actually, 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧 was telling me too about it. He's like, look, they plan this shit on the fly. Like, I always thought, like I knew it was fake. I always thought that like they mapped it out beforehand. Like, they knew exactly what move was coming at what time. But 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧 was like, no, like you can hear them in the ring. They'll be like they'll grab each other. Hey, I'm gonna throw you, double elbow, backflip, whatever they say. And he's like, Google John Cena. John Cena's the one that's always yelling it out so loud. He'll throw something big, like, hey, throw against the cage, elbow. It's so funny to hear. Like they map that shit out. But yeah, man, it's pretty interesting to hear. Where are we going with that? We were talking about UFC fighters, right?
Yeah, we were talking about UFC. Jocelyn Edwards.
Shout out Jocelyn. But no, it's dude, pro wrestling is tough, and 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧 has some funny ass videos of him like backstage with Vince McMahon, and also like pro clips of him wrestling. He was legit. He was legit. He's actually going to be joining me on the show tomorrow. He said, not fake, it's staged. Get it right. He's talking some shit in the audience. He needs to go back and do he's got a Boba Tama AMA to run with Ian, so we got to let him go do that. He's got one of those. But shout out to Moon King, 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧, ape of the day.
Listen, here's the best thing I can say about wrestling is if you're a star and you're somebody like John Cena and you're a face, then you've got a great group of people that you're wrestling, because it's the job of the heel to run the matches, and it's the job of the heel to make his job is to get you over. The job of the heel is to make the face look like a superstar. So that's what you do. Like, that's how you do it, and that's how you create enthusiasm, because everybody wants to see the guy win. Everybody wants to see the good guy emerge victorious. I mean, it was Ric Flair. Ric Flair was one of those first villains, like a true villain that people wanted to see win. Yeah, he just had such a charisma about him, and he was a face most of his early career too. Like, he was a big time face.
He's a good guy now, though.
Yeah, but he spent a lot of years. He was a young up and coming, and people thought he was stealing from the Nature Boy Buddy Landel because he was the Nature Boy, and there's all that kind of infighting that they have as wrestlers. But he was a hero, and he was Minnesota. He was a Minnesota guy, but he was from North Carolina. And
what the hell?
Well, Minnesota was where the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. That's where you would go north and you would wrestle up there in Vern Gagne's territory. And then he brought it back down here. He was a big fan. He was a big face. And then they gave him a title run. He kind of turned heel just because of the nature of who he was. And then the next thing you know is the birth of the Four Horsemen. But I mean, he was a villain just because he was a villain. See, and matter of fact, Crypto Trapper is pointing out somebody right now who is just incredible, right? Matt Riddle he is an incredible athlete. Like I don't pay much attention to WWE. I watch AEW every once in a while. But I saw Matt Riddle the other day and I was like, oh my God, like him. And there's another guy on there called 𝗖𝗓𝗧. And like, I thought 𝗖𝗓𝗧 was probably 𝗖𝗓𝗧 is the best talent that they have on the roster. And Matt Riddle,
dude,
ended
shredded.
up putting him to shame. Like he's well, and he's a bro. And he's like,
was he a former UFC fighter?
He says stuff like, what's going on, bro? What's going on, man?
He was a fighter. He was actually a UFC fighter.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, here he is.
Nice. Yeah, he's like, he doesn't wear shoes, I don't think. He comes out like just, you know, but he is so talented in the ring. They just had a match with him on SmackDown, I think, Friday night. It is SmackDown's on Friday. Yeah, SmackDown Friday night. So he was on Friday night where he wrestled. He wrestled, and B Roots has got it, man. Kurt Hennig was the absolute goat of heels. But he was also a face for a long time. But anyway, Matt Riddle comes out. He loses his match, of course, and then that Brock Lesnar returns. Is the end result of that storyline, as they're bringing him back.
That's crazy. I'd love to hear that. Some WWE stuff here. People are like, yo, crypto show? No, it's a wrestling show tonight, guys. It's Wrestling Wednesdays with Bleaves and JG. It's the BJ show.
Right?
No, we'll get back. Crypto Junkie, don't leave us. If Crypto Junkie leaves, I got to end the stream. If Crypto Junkie leaves, I have to end the stream. 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗧 said Volt is down like 25x from all-time high. Will it keep going down? I think it's
not down 25x.
5x, right?
But, I don't know. Let's see. We're 60. So yeah, about 5x.
5x.
Maybe 6.
Yeah, 5x. 6. I mean, it was at a 250 million market cap. Now it's at a 50, right? So that's technically 5x. Will it keep going down?
Where was that guy? Where was that guy?
Who was that? I don't know where it was. It's right here. 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗧. Our guy 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗧 85.
Yeah, 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗡𝗧. If you look, don't ever buy a green candle again. If you want to learn how to invest and be good at crypto, come watch me on my show at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and come here to Jake's show every night and learn how to do crypto, man. Don't ever buy a green candle like that. Don't ever FOMO. Don't ever make one of those decisions that makes you like have to say stuff like, "Whoa, aren't you way down?" or something like that. Will it keep going down? You don't have to ask those questions, man. If you're in here long enough and if you learn enough, then you will know what you need to know and you won't be worried about it. Listen, I started a year ago with $200.
Wow.
And today I have more than $200. That's what I'll just put it that way. I don't have B Roots ass money with his mansion with the goddamn pool and all that shit going on.
Yeah.
But I've done pretty well in the course of a year. As a matter of fact, it's around a little bit over a year right now. Wow. So, but if you want to learn, man, we'll teach you. Just learn.
Yeah, man. I think it's true, but it's tough, man. I've fallen victim to that. Like I've invested in shit that's going up. Like you like psychologically, you don't want to invest when the market's at where it's at today. You don't. Yeah. You're like, dude, the market's down and all this shit with Celsius and all this shit with Voyager and 3AC and inflation and Jerome Powell. It's like there's so many different catalysts. But like when Tesla's putting money in and Michael Saylor's buying more Bitcoin and El Salvador's buying more Bitcoin and Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs, you FOMO in. You're like, I got to put my money in because I don't want to miss out because Bitcoin's going to 150,000 tomorrow, right? So it's tough, man. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. But these are the days to accumulate. These are the days to buy. But it's definitely tough. I mean, it's an interesting day, but I'm happy because everybody that's in this chat is going to be a winner in 6-8 months time as this market turns around. Everybody that's riding with us on these bearish days is going to be a winner, is going to be a champion, is going to be a millionaire when the market does turn around.
Well, listen, let me just so everybody who's paying attention, you know how I look at these things. For anybody who follows me at 6:30, we had the sell-off from South Korea, which always happens. And then we had the big buy-in from 7 to 7:30, and it was a massive sort of buy-in. We moved up a pretty significant amount. Then we have the 7:30 sell-off, which is happening right now. We're still about 9 minutes into it, but we've got 3 straight red candles because that's what happens. We're in the Chinese market right now. They open up at 8 o'clock Central Time, 8 p.m. Central, and they're probably gonna be pumping. Like I got a feeling that China's gonna be pumping, because right now it looks like they're dumping and taking a little bit of profit. And when you go look at the 1 hour and you put it back to 24 hours from now, their number was a lot higher last night than it is right now. So when you look at hour 20 on your 1 hour candles and you see where hour 20 and hour 19 were yesterday, that's in the 11.25, 11.15 range. You don't lose money. So these guys are coming back in. They're going to do their day trading and their swing trading, and they're going to be looking to pump this price and to get it back up there so that they can then take their profits.
I like that. Pleased with the TA. Solid TA here. And as 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗛 said, he said, anybody can do it. We have to take time to learn and be humble enough to say you need to get better. That's when the crypto gains will come for you. Do you agree with that statement?
Dude, I swear to God, man, today, Crypto B talked me into putting in, because I said, I'll go 15 ETH on Ethereum, right? But I'm not buying at this price, right? So then they were like, come on, don't. And he's basically like, nah, don't be a pussy. I was like, okay, fine. Why not? We'll see what happens, right? So I put in 15 ETH at 1090, right? 1090, and it immediately shot up to 1120. And I was like, you know what? This is $600. I could just cash this out right now and be happy with it. But you know what? I promised these guys I would leave it. I'm gonna let it ride until the show tonight. And now we're down at 1074 Crypto B.
So you put in 15 ETH?
Yeah.
Into ETH.
Yeah, it's like 16 grand, something like that.
Okay, so you bought.
Yeah, we were just doing a trade.
And you're down a little bit.
We were just going to do a trade, and I said, I'm going to bring it back around tonight on the show. We're going to see where we're at. I mean, dude, you know what?
Just hold that shit. It's going to be dude. Hold it until it hits 10K. Like ETH will hit 10K at some point in our career.
I'm not going to hold it that long, man. I'm going to hold it until it hits maybe 1,200, and then I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to hope for another dip. Then I'm going to buy some more.
You're like a quick day trader, yeah?
I do okay with it. So, I've been pretty happy with day trading. So, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's working, don't change it. I'm a long-term holder. It's like when I buy shit, I hold it long-term. Like I understand like where this is going to go. We're at $1,000. I never even thought that we would see $1,000 Ethereum again. It's pretty crazy to see, dude. Cause I remember the almost $5,000 days, but it's like, yeah, dude, it's look at that chart. It doesn't look good, but we will see brighter days. We're going to probably see a 7,500 ETH on the next run, which is going to be great. It's going to be great. As Crypto Chick said, we are going to make it. Never lose the faith, guys. Never lose the faith.
God damn it. That's exactly what I said yesterday. I picked my top four and my top four tokens. The top four coins that I would take if if we're doing this would be 50% would be in Bitcoin, 25% would be in Ethereum, 15% would be in Crow, and then 10% would be in Polkadot. And those were my picks for that long-term hold. And just because I think that, 15% in Crow is going to blow up. You know what I mean?
I think it's all going to blow up, dude. I think it's like everything is at a discount right now, man. These are all great prices. And, I think it's going to go lower. What did 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗛 say? He said, hold it for 2 weeks. Crypto market, big bounce.
Oh, shit. 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗛, by the way.
Who is that? Is that a wrestling shirt?
Yeah, it's John Silver and Alex Edwards kissing Adam Cole. They call him Budge. It's an inside joke for them.
I like that.
So I got my wrestling shirt on today.
I like that a lot. 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗛 is right. That left and right shoulder on Bitcoin chart looks great. King Viking said this, and I think this is important to point out. He said, we're going to have a nice pump when election season starts this summer, when our leaders fake like everything is great in the world. Everything is not great in the world, but I do think that, I'm pretty sure I saw 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗛, a lot of 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗛 conversations. 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗛 comes on, we start talking about 𝗪𝗧𝗪. 𝗪𝗧𝗪 will be on the show tomorrow, guys, so make sure to come join us tomorrow. But he predicted when Donald Trump, I think it's going to be a when Donald Trump announces he's running for president in 2024, we're going to see a massive pump in all of the markets. Would you agree with that?
Actually, I would think that I think we're going to see a turn. We'll see a turnaround in the market. He'll announce. It won't coincide with it, but people will see. I don't think that. I don't think Donald Trump is the answer. I think he's just the right party. I think Ron DeSantis is the answer.
Yeah, who's going to run? Who makes that decision? Like there has to be some sort of inner talking. It's like, hey, you're going to be the guy. You're going to be the VP, or is that later? Like they all run, and then you kind of decide that.
Well, we pretend, but really, this is a two-party system. The Republicans decide who they're going to run in a private election, and then the Democrats decide who they're going to run in a private election, and they don't even have to hold to that election. Like, for example, if let's say Donald Trump wins the nomination, they could say, well, we want Ron DeSantis instead. They won't do that, and they wouldn't do that, but it has been done before.
We saw it with Bernie, right? Wasn't Bernie like the favorite? And they're like, nope, you're too wild. We want Joe.
Yeah, but Bernie's thing was a little bit different. He didn't have the votes for it. You have to go through the whole process, and you have to get the votes. And there's enough people that don't like Bernie as a progressive that you can't. The progressive wing is not going to win. Just like here's the thing: there's a progressive wing on one side, and there's a Donald Trump wing on the other side. And there's a part of that extends to the far, far right. Neither one of those sides is going to win. It's always the victor is always going to be somebody near the middle.
Yeah.
And when you get somebody in the extreme, it's an outlier. People didn't think that Donald Trump was as extreme as he was. I voted for Trump, thinking that he wasn't going to be extreme. And to be fair, his policy is not extreme. The rhetoric was what was extreme. So it's one of those things but you can't have that rhetoric. Like, it doesn't do good. Like, he was bad for the country, even if he was great for middle America. He was bad for the country as a whole because everybody still has a voice, and he spent a lot of time alienating over half of the population.
And most people agree with that. Like most, conservatives.
Find me a Republican who doesn't do that, and that's the president right there.
Yeah, most. But I think maybe if he comes back, he'll be a little bit more tamed, I guess you could say. A little bit less on Twitter.
He will be out of his goddamn mind. That is not who he is. That is not.
Let's ask the chat, guys. Who in the chat? Who are you guys voting for? If 2024 rolls around, and let's just say it's Trump versus Biden. Who are you guys voting for, chat? Believe just told us who he's voting for. Let's see who you guys are voting for in the chat.
That choice should always be Trump.
But it's not. It's not always Trump. Because, dude, I live in California where that choice is always Biden. No matter what. That choice right now in California, they vote blue no matter who. That vote is always going to go Biden. If I ask all my neighbors here, I guarantee 95% of them will vote for Biden over Trump, which is just how they kind of run it here in California.
Right. And they all do, but you have to understand that we're in and to be asking people in crypto,
Josh, that's my guy.
Crypto is by proxy here a libertarian principle, right? And libertarians are not Democrats right now. Libertarians used to be Democrats. Bill Maher is a libertarian, but there's no chance that libertarians are on the left now. Not anymore.
No.
So
a lot of Trumpers in the chat. I think that like anything usually when it comes to money, most people are conservative, right? When it comes to dealing with, because look at the taxes that the Democrats want to impose. Like a lot of people that don't have money want that free healthcare system and what comes with it, and that's why they vote blue, because it's like, oh, we get more health, we get free healthcare, we get Medicare, we get Social Security, and the Republican mindset's kind of like, hey, go out and work for your money, right? So it's like a lot of people that have money, which are a lot of people in crypto, they do tend to sway Republican, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
BP, wow, you were not expecting that. I was expecting some hate. They're like, sorry, Bleeves, love your content, but I disagree with your opinion about Trump. I think Trump is great for America.
Yeah.
BP coming in. Pablo CRO, bullish. See, we have some Biden people. Abdallah Ibrahim, I trust Biden. B-Root said, I always vote libertarian, but if I had a gun to my head, it would be Trump. The Biden weirdos are all coming to Texas. You can thank California for that, because California's so bad that everybody's going to Arizona, going to Texas. It might even be a plan. That honestly might be a mastermind plan. This episode is probably going to get taken down from YouTube. They're like, too much politics, but it's like, make California so bad that the millions of people have to leave. And where do they go? They go to Nevada. They go to the swing states: Nevada, Texas, Florida, Arizona. It might be a master plan. Some people say it. And as Casey said,
there's been a very dynamic shift that's happened in the last 25 years. Yeah. And that is that it used to be that Republicans were on the take. Republicans were in the pocket of big corporation. That changed when big corporations started to move their money to everybody, and they found out that Democrats were just as greedy as the Republicans, and then it all ended up becoming that way. And now here's the thing: then Democrats, by virtue of the freedoms and those libertarian kind of principles that they used to espouse, they were big on the First Amendment. They were big on freedom, and that's freedom of speech, is the freedom to just say your religion is stupid. Like, if you believe in something, and you have a right to whatever religion you think is going to get you through the day, just as much as I have a right to say your religion is stupid and it's nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's where Democrats used to be. And then all of a sudden we hit 2012, I think it was. We hit 2012 about 10 years ago, and then everything went crazy because of the Tea Party, because we elected a president who didn't look like most of the people. And that kind of created a groundswell of, well, this is a little different now. He looks a little different than the rest of everybody else. And then that caused a lot of people to say, well, we need to go to this extreme over here. And people were like, you know what? I kind of like that extreme. And it's not hate. It wasn't about hate. It was just about, I want the person to represent me, and I want that person to be more representative of my beliefs.
Facts.
And then Fox News, which is, as bad as CNN or any of these other places, they started turning Barack Obama, a Methodist, into a Muslim and a terrorist sympathizer and an extremist. And they were very, very successful at it. They were very, very successful at it. And they created this big divide. And then here we are at this moment in time where this one party has now moved so far to the extreme. This other party has moved so far to the extreme that we're all sitting in the middle, and we're like, well, which one is going to take care of us the best? And right now, Republicans are going to look. All I know is this: Republicans are going to lower my taxes. That's what I know. Republicans are going to lower my taxes, and shit's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be paying for somebody else's stuff. And sometimes I don't mind paying for somebody else's stuff, but when I don't have money because the finances are huge and gas is $5, like, I don't want them taking any more of my money. So that's why Republicans are in a position to win right now, because of all of that dynamic playing out.
Where the hell is gas $5? It's like $6.75 where I'm at.
Well, it's $5 where I am.
That's nice. That's nice. B-Root said, in the end, don't depend on these guys. Make your money in crypto as fast as you can so you be financially free.
Damn straight.
And change your local government, aka sacrifice and pulse chain. You're going to be set for life. Jake Agan 2024. That would be nice for Jake to be president. I might run and just be the most pro crypto guy you've ever seen run in your life. Like, just 100% pro crypto, big smile up there, NFTs all day, and just take over. Because right now the people that are in charge are like 82 years old, dude. It's insane. 𝗖𝗧 said Jake is no longer litty titties. Jake is always litty titties. 𝗖𝗧, what are you talking about? We're always litty titties. But please, let me ask you that, man. Like, everyone in charge, right? I don't know where Fauci went. Is Fauci okay? He was running the country for a while. Him, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, they're all like 82, 84 years old. Why the hell are these old people running the country, man?
They're running it for the same reason that we look at AOC and we look at Marjorie Taylor Greene and we look at middle school graduate Lauren Boebert, and we think, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Because the children can't run. They can't run the building that the grown-ups are in. These people are just way more grown up than we kind of expected. Like, what we need 50-year-olds running the country. We don't need 80-year-olds running the country. But we also have created a seat of power that is also a very profitable seat of power. And that has turned into a cottage industry, and we can't get them out. Now we've got a whole bunch. What we have is 434 locusts feeding off of Congress. We have 100 more locusts feeding off of the Senate. And then when you get somebody in there who's not that normal person, like a Donald Trump, then what happens? That whole thing goes crazy. The whole thing just like blows up and explodes, and people are like, what is going on? And really, it's because he interrupted. And that was the best thing that ever happened. He interrupted the normal process of doing business, because if you go back and you go to 2016, it's very simple. Hillary Clinton thought everything was fine in the world, and it is not fine anywhere. And Donald Trump said it was all messed up. And people were like, hey, it really is all messed up. And the Democrats didn't realize all of these problems were being felt by so many people. And that's really what happened. And then it just continued to create a big divide. So
here's the thing. It'll never be fine. It'll never be fine. Mo Hendricks points out a good point. If you have to be a certain age to run for president, there should also be a max age. I think the max age should be, look, I'll say 65, and I think we'll, like, when I run for president, we're gonna cut it down to around 55. And I think you need to be young and sprout. Like, look at the young leaders in the world, right? Like, look at 𝗪𝗓𝗓 of El Salvador. He's like 38, buying a shit ton of Bitcoin. Like, we need that in America, you know? Like,
That's
we need
Bukele.
that. I might, huh?
Bukele.
Yeah, 𝗪𝗓𝗓, Bukele. He's stunted on him, you know? It's like, we need that in America. But then you also have a young guy like Justin Trudeau. Don't get me started on Justin Trudeau. But I want to segue. I want to come back to this because this is incredible. And believes you have about 5 minutes before your own show starts. I always like to remind you. 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, thank you so much for the donation. They said, hey, Believes and Jake, hope everything's well. We hope everything is well with you as well. So people don't understand. No exchanges are safe. I told everyone that the lower the market goes, the more exchanges will go bankrupt, liquidation. Agreed. I've been trying to preach you guys. This is the message. There might be one or two people out there that we can help save today, Believes, and 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗧. Guys, if you have your money on an exchange, it is not your money. Get it off. Put it into a hardware wallet, because you can have your coins trapped, like I've had with 2 exchanges in the past couple of days, Voyager and 𝗪𝗧. I have money trapped on there because I left it on there to stake my crypto. Please, 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 if you do anything or you learn anything from this ridiculous show tonight, take your money off of exchanges and put it into a hardware wallet, please.
Yes.
Please.
And by the way, you can't do anything about a maximum age or competency or anything like that, because that's not constitutional. What's
age
constitutional is what's written in the Constitution, and that is that you have to be 35 years of age and a native.
Don't you get some shit passed though? Can't you change the like? Can't you get a law passed to make it?
Yeah, I mean, we've changed it 27. We've changed it 27 times on the way. That's what the amendments are. But
amendments, maybe
that requires a majority of people. People are not going to approve that. Like, listen, you're not going to vote. These 80-year-olds are not going to vote against their better interest to begin with.
First undoxed president.
There you go.
𝗪𝗧𝗓𝗧.
First undoxed president.
I would run for that, but it's like, dude, first off, like, there's probably too many crazy videos of me out there doing crazy shit, probably on live streams, just talking shit. People will clip it up. And
don't worry, they're all on Ponzi's Twitter.
There you go. Yep. They're on there as well. But also like videos of me partying and shit. So I'm not gonna run for president. But 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛, first undoxed president. I like the sound of that. Fauci got COVID. Did he really?
Yeah, he got COVID a couple weeks ago.
No way. He's still out there.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's look. Here, the part that annoys me about, if there's anything that annoys me about that, is the mouth breathers that come out of the woodwork for this, because they're like, well, Fauci, he's vaccinated. How'd he get COVID? Well, because, dumbass, COVID vaccines are not there to prevent you from getting COVID. It's to reduce the symptoms when you do get COVID. If you just read a book, then you wouldn't be asking a stupid question or making a dumb statement like that. You know what I mean? Like, we have way too many. Look, America's full of dummies. We just didn't know how many there were. Now we're finding out that we have a society full of people who just got passed straight through school without learning anything.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, here's the thing though. There's 300. How many people are in this country? 350 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have a ton of idiots. You're going to have a ton of people that are crazy. You're going to have a ton of people that want to go out and have mass shootings. It's like, when you have that scale, there's going to be a ton of everything, you know? There's also going to be a ton of good people. There's also going to be a ton of loving people. There's also going to be a ton of people that want to help. But ultimately, it's like, when you have that scale, man, 350 million is a lot of people. And you're going to have a ton of everything.
Well, listen, the pressure of what just happened, like what I was just talking about 30 minutes ago, the pressure of Milton J. Friedman changing this whole thing over and pushing for this stockholder management system. Like, that's the entirety of why our social fabric is breaking down, because now you can pay people less money. They work much harder, and you're decaying people is what you're doing. You're decaying people for the product, and that product is capitalism. And that's what's happening, and that's where we are. And until that gets fixed, it's just going to continue, and we're still going to have violent eruptions all over the place because people are not happy, and they take it out on their kids, and eventually their kids take it out on somebody else.
Absolutely. And right here you go. Gagan
There it
believes
is.
2024 believes. You have about 1 minute before your own show starts. I want to remind you every time. You are doing that again at 6 p.m. PST, correct?
Yep.
Bleeves, well, your last message to the audience. I'm going to make myself smaller and I'll bring myself back in, but I appreciate you coming on. Bleeves, as always, not that much crypto talk, but guess what? When the markets are down, we talk about what's happening in the real world. Bleeves, your last message to the audience.
Guys, this is not financial advice. Be safe with your money. Be careful with your money. Don't waste your money on crazy stuff. Right now is a very difficult time in these markets. Make your money. Don't let other people make your money from you. When you see a green candle, do not buy on that green candle. When you see a red candle, make a decision based on that red candle. Make a decision based on where you are in that regard. Don't get wrecked, guys, because guess what? At some point, it all turns around. And if you get wrecked before it turns around, then you're not going to make all the money. And guess what? I'm going to see your ass on the moon, hopefully.
Yes,
that's all I got.
That's Bleeves Crypto. Bleeves, we appreciate you, and hope you have a great stream. Thanks for coming on. That was fun to talk a little bit of politics, a lot of bit of shit, and we will see you probably tomorrow. Yep. We got another great stream going, so I appreciate you coming on. Have a great stream.
I'll talk to you. You guys have fun. Good night. Later on.
Later, brother. That was a lot of fun, guys. Not talking crypto that much, talking a lot of politics, but I guess that's what happened when you when the market's at lows of lows. You talk about whatever else comes up. We were talking about politics. We were talking about some important stuff, though. You know, I like that idea that having a term age limit, having a term age limit of, I don't know, what would you guys want to see? Maybe 55, 50? Like, I think that we need a young, energetic, active, male or female running for president, not an 80-something-year-old. Or a 70-year-old, you know, like the last two presidents. What was Trump? He was 72, I think, 74. Biden, I think he's in his 80s, or he was 80 when he started. We need some young, energetic people. I think I agree with the 35 age limit, but maybe we cap something off. 60 is fine. Yeah, 65. 65 is fine as well. People love it. I'm glad that you guys liked it. Because like I said, guys, when tokens are pumping and shit, you know, we keep it crypto related, but you know, sometimes when markets are down, what do you want us to say? You want us to look at the charts and be like, Ethereum's dead. It's like, no, we're going to talk about what's going on in the real world. We're going to be having some fun. Shout out to Neville. Shout out to Swiftman26. Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to 𝗖𝗎𝗪𝗧. My guy, Cajun Crypto, always representing. Carlos Ramirez in the house, always representing. Shout out to Moon King. He appreciates it. We love Moon King. Moon King is going to be on the Jay Gagan Show tomorrow, guys, with Ian Heinich. So make sure to come join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. And Tommy said, Bleeves is a very wise man. Glad we have him in the crypto space. KC said they are implementing communism. Pray for America. Whoa. Smiles. Average IQ in USA is 98. Normal is around 116. Where'd you get your facts? I want to talk on this. Jesse Reyes said, is Bitcoin safe in my Robinhood account? No. Bitcoin. If you guys hold your crypto on any exchange, it's not safe. I promise you. It's not safe. I literally just took all of my crypto, majority of my crypto, I should say, off of Voyager, sold it at a loss because I was like, dude, the writing's on the wall. Like, we're probably going to see this thing get shut down or something's going to happen with Voyager. My estimation, they just received $500 million in funding. Like, why do you need $500 million in funding? So if your crypto is not in your hardware wallet, guys, it is not safe. So find a way to get it out of that. Find a way to get it into a hardware wallet ASAP. Neville said, we love you. I love you too, Neville. Cajun Crypto said, we have fun on the JG Show. We do. We do have fun. We're going to continue to have fun, guys, during red markets, green markets. We've been through it all. And I actually like these times better, you know, because it kind of builds character, right? It's like it shows you who's actually in this shit for being in it. And if you're in this stuff right now and you're holding crypto right now and you're able to somehow allocate capital and buy crypto right now, you're going to be a winner in the long run, right? Because history repeats itself. Bull markets repeat themselves. Bear markets repeat themselves. And we're all going to win. It's just part of the game, guys. I remember back in November, it's like there was so many more people on live streams. There were so many more people on Twitter. There were so many more people engaging. And where'd they all go? They all gave up. They gave up on crypto. But that's not what I'm going to do. That's not what you're going to do. On good days and bad days, we're going to show up. We're going to talk crypto. We're going to talk politics. We might just start talking whatever we want to talk. UFC, everything like that. Maltese fan, did I piss off Bleeves? I don't think so. What'd you say? I didn't see a comment from you. Neville said, damn, Jake, I'm about to take all my money off these centralized exchanges. You have to take everything. You have to take everything off the centralized exchanges and put it into a SafePal, a Trezor, or a Ledger wallet. It's not safe. John Patrick said, great work, Jake. Like always, we appreciate you, John Patrick. James Bond 007. Let's see. Did you hear about Luffy? What happened? What happened with Luffy? Did he get rugged? LFV, baby. Shout out to John Lawson. We appreciate you. Jake, or you monkey? What? Although Trump at 74 did great. We love you, Jake. I love you guys too. Fun times on the show. What happened with Luffy? Great projects survive bear markets and few projects are created. Hashtag monkey. Smash that like, guys. Monkeys will volt. Smash that like button. Trump, Voltoshi, Jake believes DeSantis, FJB, let's go, Brandon. Tell me you're Republican without telling me you're Republican. Who called you a dumbass? That's funny, calling me a dumbass. Who called you a dumbass? Did Believes say that? Did Believes call you a dumbass? I didn't hear that. I don't think he did, but it's live. You can replay it. I just keep volting these bags. I like that. Who said, did you hear about Luffy? What happened with Luffy? We have people on Twitch. Shout out to GSPT man who's rocking with us on Twitch. We like that. What happened with Luffy? Still waiting for Burn by Saitama. Neville said, Jacob, I'm about to go hit a Believes live stream. Go do it. Go run it, baby. Tell him we said what's up. Volted. Where's Burn by Saitama? He literally was like, yo, did you hear about Luffy? And then he just disappeared. Hey, Believes. Love you, bud. Sorry I made you mad. He's not even in here. Love you, Jake. Come to New York City ASAP. Okay. Ronald said, I'm a Jake Hagan fan. Woo woo. I love you, bro. I appreciate the political talk. It's all relevant to the market conditions. Incredible content, bro. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And yeah, we just try to keep it real, you know? Keep that shit real. That's what's most important. The Volt Army appreciate you. I appreciate the Volt Army, baby. BTFA pumping? I got the charts up. It's not pumping at all. It's not 8%. Jake needs some Louisiana crawfish. That would be bullish. 50 million funding through bear market. Show me the ether scan. Show me the ether. Let's check Luffy's chart. Luffy, whatever you want to call it. Where'd they announce that? GSPT man said I'm the only one here. I started this just in case my YouTube channel gets taken down. We have like we got a good amount of followers on Twitch, but just in case the YouTube gets taken down, we could still run the Jake Hagan show. Great live stream, Jake. You're the best. We love you, KC. Is this the actual Luffy? There's two of them. They got 50 million funding. This looks like it's a V2 Luffy. Where'd they announce that? They have a 31 million market cap. Are they still building? Is Luffy still building, ladies and gents? Look what B. Roosh just tweeted. He said, buy a hardware wall and get your effing money off of exchanges now, especially if you were an American. You've been warned. Yeah, get your shit off, dude. I've gotten literally, I have $11,000 of Cardano stuck on Celsius. I'm kissing that baby goodbye. That shit's gone. And then I have, I just sold my Solana and my Polkadot at a loss on Voyager. And then I have my VGX tokens, which I'm at a fat loss on Voyager stuck. And I think that's all the money I have on exchanges. I've taken all my money off exchanges. What was I doing here? Looking at Luffy token official. Damn, they have 73,000 followers. Pretty bullish. Luffy token is back now from a 50 million VC. Everything will go to buybacks, development, marketing, and more. I need to see more than a tweet, though. You know what I'm saying? I need to see more than a tweet, boys. What is your UFC fighter nickname? Jake the Volt. Just kidding. You guys got to give me one. Jake is awesome. Shout out to BP. We appreciate you. BP in the house, baby. Burn by Saitama said he dropped it. What'd you drop, Luffy? Heat Score said we need to vote to president. We do. JB can't even ride a bike or complete a full thought. How could anyone have faith in him to run the greatest country in the world? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't actually know. But Luffy apparently got 50 billion. Let's see if that's real. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, they have a 30 million market cap. Is not bad. A 31 million market cap, guys, is not that bad. Maybe this token has some potential. Volt and Monkey are like PB&J. Find the strong communities and hold on. I like that. Burn by Saitama said Telegram. Oh, they announced it in Telegram. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're over an hour. That is the show for tonight. We had fun. I had Believes Crypto on. We talked very little crypto, which was actually kind of refreshing. Like we just talk politics and talk shit. So maybe we continue that. Maybe we don't. If I can leave you guys with one thing tonight, one thing, get your money off exchanges. Get your money off exchanges, guys. Put it into a hardware wallet. I think that we're going to see the start of a lot of exchanges going bankrupt. We saw Celsius, not an exchange, it's a lending platform. We're seeing Voyager in deep waters. We saw 3AC. I don't think Coinbase is safe. I don't think Binance is safe. I don't think any of these major exchanges are safe, guys. Do me a favor. Get your crypto off of exchanges. Put it into a hardware wallet ASAP. Do I trust Coinbase wallet? No. Hardware wallet, guys. Get it off Trust Wallet. Get it off MetaMask. Get it off all this shit. Put it into a hardware wallet and store your crypto there. But great stream as always, guys. 100+ people still with us tonight. We love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow for an incredible show as I'll be joined with top 20 UFC fighter and middleweight Ian Heinisch, as well as the Moon King, B Roots. Make sure to join us, guys. We might be doing a giveaway as well to have some fun. So come join us on the show. And if you haven't seen yet, guys, we did announce the 2 winners of the giveaway for the $400 USDC. I need to give that away after the stream here, but we did a giveaway. I ran one late last night. And then just for all transparency purposes, we posted it here, tagged the people, and showed you live on the stream selecting the winner. So we'll be doing more giveaways, guys. We love you. As Ronald said, see you on Pablo's live at 6:30 p.m. We love you guys. Make a video of how to store there. I will. I can make a video of how to store there and which one I use. And we'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. See you tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. See you tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. I'm going to In-N-Out because I worked out hard today. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Peace.